Oh, hello. My name is Mike. Or, as you may know me, Steve's bad influence, the devil on Steve's shoulder, or the more realistic version is Steve's go-to excuse for when he spends a little bit too much money. Anywho, why am I here? I'm here to review for you the film 65. Let's get into it, shall we? And Steve, I think this is the bit where you put that intro bit in, okay? Good. So, the movie 65. I'm not going to lie to you, I've forgotten his name. The guy who played Kylo Ren. He's in it. Him and a up-and-coming young actress. Pretty much just them. So the film begins on a faraway planet, which we'll come back to in a minute, where it's him, his wife, and his daughter. They are just having a nice little discussion. The daughter's not well. He's reluctant to do a job because it will take him out for 2 years, which we'll also get back to. He's upset about it. He doesn't want to leave his daughter who's ill. His wife convinces him, but with the money, we'll be able to make her well again. Sounds a lot like America, really, doesn't it? So, that's that. Next thing you know, we're in space. Spaceship. Which, by the way, is going at a cruising speed. So 2 years mission, cruising speed, none of this warp speed or, So, no, not warp speed, nothing, just normal ship cruising. As every sci-fi Lost in Space style story goes, so very lazy writing. Oh, they get hit by an asteroid field and it knocks them off course and it makes them go crashes onto a planet, which it does tell you, it's no spoiler, it does tell you it's Earth. So, here was my problem whilst watching the film. As I was saying, 2-year mission. If I remember correctly, it doesn't really go into major detail. I think so. It's either he goes to pick people up or he's going to drop people off. So you'd class that as a year there, a year back. This is meant to be a really far away galaxy or a really far away universe, and you're just going at a cruising speed. And you ended up on Earth. Plot hole, but okay, let's move on from that for now. Anywho, like I said, it crash lands on Earth. And it does actually say 65 million years ago. Now then. Oh no, okay. I won't jump the gun. I'll explain what happens after that. So yes, he wakes up, he realises that, during the crash sequence anyway, all the people in the cryo bed, they're all gone. Flew out the ship, dead. You even see them dead in the swamp when he gets out of the wrecked ship. He sees them all dead. Not exactly a spoiler, it's in the trailers. So he relays a message saying what happened and that everyone's dead. no point sending out a rescue mission for just him. So he goes out, he sees where he is, you hear a couple of things. Then something goes off in the ship and he realises, oh, there's a cryomed still active, she's still alive. So he runs to it, gets her out, saves her. They realise, oh, there's a communication problem here. She's from the northern lands, as he sort of says. For me, I did think that made a bit of more of an interesting survival story, was how to survive on a hostile planet when you can't understand each other. So with that, I'll continue with my positives. So there was that. It did feel like there was some slight character development. There was some there's certain things that you learn more about his character, or what's happened in regards to his personal life, and it's quite good in that bit's quite good. And like I say, the character development's very good. The story between the two characters, how they acted with each other, so it was, I quite enjoyed that. There are some funny aspects, like, because how they interact with each other, there are some quite funny moments. Story, to be honest, I actually appreciated the fact that it was just a nice, simple story. Spaceship, yes, okay, spaceship getting hit by asteroid field, boring. It's been done to death in all these sort of films. But spaceship crash lands on prehistoric Earth. Two characters, only those two characters, and it's a matter of survival. It's surviving, and it's sort of going, oh, far away over there in the distance on a mountain is the other half of the ship. If we get to the other half of the ship, we can get an escape pod and fly away and get to the get to the outer atmosphere, and we'll be rescued. So it's a simple, let's get from A to B. We need to survive in between A and B. It's this nice, simple story. There's no overcomplicated plot lines. There's no overly complicated sci-fi stuff, or twists and turns, and there's no twists. There's no like plot twists. Oh my god! It's just a nice, simple story, like an old-fashioned simple story. So I like that. Major downer for me was, being a dinosaur fan, was the dinosaurs. So I tell you what, go and Google it now. Do it now. Google 65 movie dinosaurs. No, go Google it now. Go and look for yourself. Go and Google it now. I'll wait. See what I mean? What? I mean, first of all, you've got weird, gangly, like proper gangly, I don't know, like lizardy, crocodile-y, Komodo dragon looking things, and you're just like, you've just made these up on the spot. There's one scene where the girl, she wants to save a dinosaur that's crying out loud. It's got trapped in a little tar pit. They pull it out, and you're like, hang on a minute, I thought this was like some sort of baby tyrannosaur looking dinosaur, and then its backside is basically the Ankylosaurus. So it's got an armored shell and an armored tail, and you're like, is this Jurassic World? Have you spliced two species together? What? And then don't get me started on the big bad thing. What was it? It was like you trying to do a Tyrannosaurus Rex or a Gigantosaurus thing, but with big long forearms, and it basically ran on its four legs. What? You've got, sorry to nerd out here, but you've got oviraptors, which would sort of dominant to Asia, so I don't know what they were doing there. There's all the species that had died out by 65 million years anyway, so. But saying that, it was nice to see a big budget-ish movie that wasn't just the Jurassic franchise. And one thing that they did do that I appreciated, that annoys me with the Jurassic franchise, is there's two little scenes that feature pterosaurs. Not once do the pterosaurs go for the humans. Finally, realism. That's the only thing that I could say. So that's pretty much the plot of the film, just them trying to get from A to B. There's only one other slight gripe as well. Try not to go into spoiler territory, because it regards the end of the film. So try not to go into spoilers. But you know that thing in sci-fi or in movies where it's literally you're leaving it to the last second. And they seem to think that it's on the edge of your seat gripping. Not when it gets unrealistic. So, alright, if you don't want the slightest bit of spoiler, I don't know, fast forward to the end or just quit watching. But it's one of those things of, it's 65 million years ago, something's coming. There's already been a thing to do with asteroids, so you can put one and one together of what's going to happen. So it's basically his time to get to the escape pod. They get to it. Oh my god, we're running out of time. We've got to go. Something happens. You're led to believe that the event is going to happen in like a minute or a couple of minutes at a time. Something happens. Big happens. And then obviously that gets resolved, and then blah, blah, blah. They get to the ship and they're up, and then. But yet, you're led to believe that they literally had like mere minutes or seconds to get from the escape pod into space. But then something time consuming happens. And I hate that films are doing that lately, because I've gone from being on the edge of my seat to, oh, well, this is unrealistic then, isn't it? The thing that happens should have happened before they got to the escape pod. Then the escape pod bit be the thing of, you've got like a minute to go before we, that's when it's a little bit more on the edge of your seat. Is it worth a watch? Go on. Regardless of what I've said, I would say just give it a watch. Yes, the dinosaurs aren't realistic, or they're not time correct. But whatever. It's a good, simple, I've had a hard day at work, I'm going to switch off kind of movie. Switch off, grab a drink, grab some popcorn, and just have a good time. So on that, we'll call it a due. And remember, boys and girls, If you spend too much money, you only have yourself to blame. If your friend says, "Oh, look at this," doesn't mean you have to buy it, children. Night night.